So, hello, everybody here live on a Friday morning, and those watching later on, welcome. We're going to have a nice, long, stretchy practice today. Put in yoga terms, it's more about extending the body, allowing the energy to move through. And we're going to start off with opening up the shoulders, the back of the shoulders, and the front of the chest, the heart center, the clavicles. Starting off with the long bolster across your mat. Make sure you have a block at the head end and a block at the foot end and a blanket at the head end as well. Okay, let's get started. So it's always a bit of an experiment to come up with a slightly different pose at the beginning. But this is a nice way to check in with the shoulders. Make sure you have your block supporting the head. The block down by your feet or around the distance that your heels would be on, or even a little bit further up. You could rest your ankles on there, but not quite yet. Okay, so bend your knees, support yourself as you lower your shoulders onto the bolster, arms behind, and then just let the head come back onto the block. So at this point, we haven't done any stretching. This is the introduction and a stretch in itself. Keep your knees bent if that feels good. And just notice that gentle pulling of the fascia from the shoulders down to the tailbone. Notice the sensation, particularly in the back body. Giving your spine some time to adjust. Noticing the pressure on the upper back. Let the shoulders start to melt behind the bolster. So the top of the arms behind the bolster. And then bringing awareness to the breath. Noticing the rise and fall of the chest. The softening of the face. If you're noticing tension, you can take some letting go breaths. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Let it go. Well, that feels good. And when it feels right, extending the legs. They don't need to be together here. Just finding that opening, the legs relaxed, and feeling the opening around the lower pelvis, the lower part of the torso, creating space here. And generating space in the lower back as well. And as you begin to settle, the pressure coming from gravity, adding that additional opening. If the body begins to feel comfortable, then you can lower the block or take it away and bring the blanket under your neck and drop the head. Starting to move into the sense of opening up through the heart center and the throat. Keep the face and the eyes and the jaw soft. Being aware of sensation. There may not be anything apparently significant that you can feel right now. If you have neck issues, take care of the neck, give it a little more support. Perhaps bring that block back if needs to be. So today we're opening up the length of the body. Bringing awareness to the long meridians for springtime. Coming up from the big toe and between the big toe and the second toe, the liver channel, coming up through the inner ankle, inner leg, up through the torso to the liver. And a little branch coming up to the clavicles. So imagine that upward energy coming up here. And then the downward energy is the gallbladder channel from the sides of the eyes, a little crisscross, and then down either side of the back of the neck, down through the shoulders. So this is a nice place to really feel those shoulder points. And down the back of the hips, and then the outer hips, there's a sort of zigzag, and then the outer thighs, going down the outer legs and outer ankle. So imagine a sweeping up of energy, perhaps on the inhale, and then a releasing down on the exhale, down through the side body. Perhaps noticing how the body has become more comfortable. Allowing yourself to feel supported here in this opening pose. If you like, setting an intention for your practice today. When we practice yin and add some yang, it's really about bringing awareness inwards, finding a sense of balance, the balance between yin and yang, inner and outer, soft and hard. Letting go or activating. It's no surprise, this is the letting go aspect. This is the yin part right now. The settling in. 3 more breaths here. And now bending your knees. We're going to roll over onto your side. So rolling over nice and gently here. And take the bolster away. Bending your knees, stack your hips, extend your arm, and just come into a reset position, resting your head on your arm. Keep this bolster handy as you roll back onto your mat. You may not need a blanket here. Just allow the body to feel on the mat, particularly notice around the shoulder area. And then extend and release that right leg. Extend and release the left. Getting in touch with the whole length of the body again. Let's bend the elbows, draw them overhead. Create some space if you need to. Let's bend the elbows to begin with. When we bend the elbows, the shoulder girdle will relax. Noticing the back body here and the connection to the floor, your mat, down towards the earth. Nice. Let's bend those elbows, draw the arms back down. Bending the knees. Find your bolster. Bring your feet closer to your body. Activate your feet, take an inhale, and on the exhale, draw your bolster underneath your hips. Coming into supported bridge here. A gentle support. Again, stimulating the shoulder area. Letting the energy move up into the shoulders, the back of the neck. Allowing, letting that low back be supported by the bolster. From here, extending the legs and bringing them onto that block. And just feel that opening. The opening along the legs, the thighs, into the hip area. Let the breath start to move into this opening. You're creating space here. Notice that gentle stretch in the lower abs, in the pelvis. And imagine the energy flowing easily through the hips, the lower pelvic bowl. Bringing your awareness to the breath as well, the movement of the ribs. Staying present. Is it pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral? And can you be with it? Simply be with it. This is interesting doing this. You may not feel very much, but if there is, if your pelvis is slightly off, if it's tilted or slightly rotated, then this is a good way to stabilize it again. Nice. 2 more breaths. Bend the knees, bring your feet to the floor. Bring them close to the body, pressing the feet into the floor, and lift up and release the bolster, slowly dropping your hips back down. Notice how it feels like a canyon as you drop your hips. Keeping the legs bent. And perhaps noticing a settling in the back body here. Let's bring the heels out, toes slightly inwards, and let the knees fall towards each other. If it feels awkward, you can do a little side to side release. And then let the knees fall. So we're allowing the pelvis to reset. And as we do that, coming to our shoulders and upper arms again. This is going to be nice. Let's create a square, hands on the elbows. Lift up one shoulder. Nice. Prop it back down and then lift up the other one. A little stretch into the upper arm and shoulder. Good. Create that square again. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, slowly, slowly releasing your arms over to the right. Keep hold of that upper arm and feel the stretch from your elbow up into your upper arm. Let the opening in the armpit happen. Let the opening in the ribs. Breathe into this opening. And with each exhale, allowing that right arm to start to drop towards the floor. Keep holding on to the upper arm and see if you can relax the lower arm and shoulder as you keep the stretch in the upper arm. Breathing into the armpit, activating the arm meridians here, as well as creating space through the side body. Opening up the upper arm on the side. Breathe. Nice. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, slowly coming back to center. So the head naturally drifts with the arms. Don't worry about it just yet. Take an inhale, on the exhale, over to the left. Hold on with that upper elbow, the hand to the upper elbow. When you feel the stretch, take an inhale, lift, open up the armpit, exhale, dropping down on this side. Gaze is over to the left shoulder and arm begins to settle, and feel into the stretch through your upper arm here and into that shoulder. Breathe. With each exhale, allowing a settling, a releasing. Nice. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, coming back to center. Let's do a nice slow motion. Inhale and then exhale over to the right. The head moving with the arms. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the left. So allowing the energy to flow through the shoulders, the upper arms, and into that neck as well. Nice and easy. Coming back to center. Release your arms down by your side. Nice. From here, feet are parallel and bring your right knee up. Interlace around your right shin. Draw the knee to chest. So make this quite active right now. Stimulating this right leg, getting into the right hip, pressing the shin down towards the hip socket. And then pausing here. Bring that right foot down. Interlace around your left shin. Draw the left knee up. Open up through this left side, the left hip. And then bring that knee down or the foot down. Let's do it one more time. On the right side, knee coming up and then extend the left leg. Let's activate the legs here, pressing into your heels, get that push and pull. So definitely yang. Keep the back nice and strong and stable. If your body wants to lift that leg, go ahead, but don't necessarily do it today unless the body wants to do it. Creating space, moving energy, opening it up. And then softening, release that leg back down. Hands on the knee, left hand on the hip, slow circle. Let's get into this right hip socket. Back to center. Lengthen the leg, holding on to the leg, the knee is bent, and find a flow. Then press up into the heel, cupping behind the knee. Feel the stretch. Release the foot to the floor and bring your left knee up. Interlace around the shin, knee comes to chest, and then lengthen the right leg. Activate both feet, pressing into the heels. Create that dynamic stretch. And if it feels right for your body, lift and hover this right leg, or keep it on the floor and engaged. Active yang energy here, where we're also really activating that liver channel. The liver channel is responsible for moving what is movable in the body, chi and liquid, basically energy and liquid. We've got a lot of both in the body. And softening here, bring that leg down, hands on the knee, right hand on the hip, slow turn, explore your left hip socket. Coming back to center, holding onto the leg, find a flow, your knee is bent. And press up into the heel, cupping behind the knee, feel into the stretch. And then bend the knee and bring the foot back down onto the mat. Bend both knees now, feet on the mat fairly wide. And start to do a gentle shift from side to side. Little windshield wiper here. And then next time you come over to the right, let it settle, let it open. And pause here. Taking your left arm, bend at the elbow, and then reach overhead. So we're going to create space and activate the energy channels here. Activating in the arms, the heart, and the lung meridians. Breathe into your heart and lungs as you stretch it out. And then down through the side body and across into the inner thigh and groin area. Breathe here. Feel the opening here and imagine the energy moving through the body. It's very powerful to move the energy from the lower body up into the upper body and vice versa. You're getting a sense of wholeness here rather than bits or parts. Let's bend that left elbow, draw the arm back, And bring the hips back to center. Continue with the gentle side to side. And then allowing the legs to come over to the left. You can bring a prop or something underneath that left knee if that feels right. You've got a block down there somewhere. And allowing the opening through this, the front of the right thigh, getting into the psoas muscle here, getting into muscles, fascia, connective tissues, and also the energy channels. So let's bend the elbow and reach the right arm along up by your ear. Create space here, breathe into it, really create an opening. And then relax into it as much as you can. Breathing fully, creating space or a sense of space. And moving that energy. Where our attention goes, the energy flows. And we'll take 3 more breaths. Bring that right arm down and bring your hips back to center. Checking in, you might want to do a little side to side movement, come back to center, and then bring those knees up. Give yourself a hug here. So draw the knees in, hugging in. Do a little squeeze. And then softening, lengthen the legs up towards the ceiling. Just take a moment to pause in this little inversion. Nourishing down the legs and into the pelvis. And reaching up towards the ankles, open the knees wide, draw your heels down towards your sits bones. And if you like, adding that side to side movement, just getting into the inner hips and groin here. Nice. And then draw the knees together. Let's roll over onto our side, extend that arm, stack your hips, your knees, and let your head rest on your arm. 2 or 3 breaths here. And then using that upper hand, press down, slowly come up. The blood will appreciate that shift. Coming on to hands and knees. So from here, make sure you have a block towards the top of your mat. Coming into tabletop. Check in with the shoulders. Yeah, a little side to side movement here. And then check in with the hips, a little side to side movement with the hips. Come back to center, take an inhale on the exhale, rounding into cat. Arch that back, hug up those lower abs and feel the stretch. Breathe into the opening. On the inhale, transition to dog tilt. Head and heart forward, shoulders away from the ears. A gentle curve in the spine. Let's start to move with the breath. Take an inhale, exhale, rounding into cat. And inhale to dog tilt. Close your eyes and really tune into the body as you do this. Finding an ease of movement. And then releasing. Nice. Let's reach your hands forward. Coming into a downward puppy. Stay on your knees. Hips are high. The weight comes back. And just feel into the stretch here from your knuckles all the way up. Your arms into the shoulders. Nice full breaths. Nice. Your choice here. You can open your knees wider. Release your feet. Or keep them turned up. So the choice is either dropping your heart towards the floor, so coming into a heart opener, dropping the heart, or coming into child's pose. Or let's do maybe the heart and then child's pose. Coming onto your elbows and forearms. There you go. And now dropping the heart, keeping the hips high. Getting into the shoulders once more and the hips. Breathe here. And if you want to take it further, opening the knees wider, dropping to the inside of your feet. So we're coming into tadpole, adding that stretch across the hips. Keep the weight back. So the focus becomes the hips rather than the chest. And into the shoulders as well, as you keep that weight coming back. Good. Let's come forward. Tuck your toes under and bring your knees closer. And we'll come into child's pose. Allowing the releasing of the shoulders with bent elbows. You can bring support under the head with the block under the forehead. Nice full breaths. Soft belly, full breaths. Nice. We'll take 2 more breaths. Looking forward, coming up onto your hands. Set aside the block and make your way to sitting. Sitting with support underneath you. And just take a moment here. Tighten the shoulders, drop down the back. Notice the activation around the shoulders. Scanning the rest of the body, notice the other activation in the body. Let's begin to slow it down again. So your choice, you can bring blocks or a block and your bolster in between your legs. Or if you have the big bolster with you today, bring that. in between your legs. Make sure you're on your sits bones here so the pelvis is tilting forward, not back. Nice lengthening of the spine. I'm going to bring another block here. Coming into caterpillar with support. So caterpillar is a forward fold, but we just allow ourselves to start to drop like a caterpillar. So there's a gentle rounding of the spine. This is very yin. If you are concerned about your back and your discs, you can do that extension, engaging your core and lengthening the spine. Otherwise, just allowing this dropping. Let the chest come down. You can support yourself with your arms if that feels better. Coming to a place of surrender. Let the shoulders relax. Let the whole of the back body relax and support the head if needs be. Dropping in and dropping down. Relaxing the shoulders. And releasing into the opening here. Be present with sensations. And allow. If sensations start to become sharp or electric, back off. That's called pain. You don't want any pain in this practice. Start to bring fuller breaths here in preparation for transitioning. Bring your hands onto the floor close to the body. We'll use the strength of our arms here and engage your lower abs. Take an inhale, press down, and slowly rise. Coming up to sitting. And just notice the impact of the forward fold, caterpillar. And let's set aside support. Start to bring fuller breaths here. Perhaps do a little massage down the front of the legs all the way to your feet. Then arms to your side, palms up. Sun breath. Inhale, gather up. Slow it down. Exhale, bring it down. I was going to do it too fast. So stay with this calm, supportive energy here. Let it move around the shoulders, the upper back. And then hands to heart center. Take a moment here, close your eyes, connect to your heart space. Breathe into the heart space. And then down deep into the belly. centering around the breath once more. And then releasing the arms, let's open the feet fairly wide. Make sure you're on your sits bones here. So start to bring fuller breaths. This will start to move the energy from yin to yang. Let's do a little shoulder roll. So roll your shoulders up and then exhale, drop them down the back. Yeah, let's do some more of those. And one more. Arms at shoulder height. Take an inhale, lift up, turning to the left. Take another breath, lift and exhale, twist. Twisting out of the waist and up. Yes, get into that middle and upper back and the shoulders. Open up that back shoulder just a little more. Breathe here. Breathe deeply into the belly. Nice full breaths, as full as you can. So although there's not a lot of movement in this pose, it's very yang. Can you feel that? We're sort of stretching into the space around us, moving the energy within us. And then turn your head and nod to that right shoulder, let it relax. Nice, let's release that head. Take an inhale and on the exhale, unwind. Take another breath, lifting up, turning to the other side. Inhale, lift, exhale, twist. Nice tall spine here. Breathe into the spine, into the back body. And then turn your head and nod to the shoulder, let it relax. Keep the breath full, slow, and steady. And take an inhale, unwind the head, and then another inhale and unwind the body. Bringing the legs together, just pause here, hands on the thighs, and notice. I think we need a good stretch. So take away the prop, come onto your hands and knees. And we're going to come up into a downward facing dog. So hands in front of the shoulders, tuck the toes under. Take a big inhale. On the exhale, lifting up. Good, stretch it out. Let the weight come back, the hips high. Nice full breaths. You can do a gentle pedal here, lifting the heels and then dropping them down. Good. Open the feet wide. Bend your knees, walk your hands back towards your feet. Take an inhale, come onto your fingertips, hug up those lower abs, and then bend your knees. On the exhale, dropping down, take hold of opposite elbows. Coming into your dangle. Let the shoulders release towards the floor. Feel into the opening through the back body. You can add a side-to-side movement if that feels right. And then release the arms. Gentle movement of shoulders, head, and neck. Nice. Bend your knees, bring your hands back onto the mat. And bring your feet closer so they're under your hips. Bend your knees once more, reach your hands forward. We'll do a downward dog from here, so stretch it out. Nice full breaths. And then coming onto your toes, bend your knees and bring your knees back down onto the mat. From here, let's make our way to sitting. The legs extending. And just notice the blood rushing, re-energizing the body, clearing the head. Let's make our way onto our backs. Use your hands, your feet, press down, lift your hips forward, and then exhale, dropping back onto your mat. Taking a moment or two here, allowing the back body to release. The spine finding its natural curve. And then drawing the knees up. And we'll do little circles here. Coming around one way. And then the other. And then bringing the feet back down onto the mat. From here, coming into our hip opener, bringing your right ankle above the left knee. And you can pause here, just noticing this right hip. If it feels right, you can do a little active butterfly movement with the leg, getting into the hip socket. And then bringing that left leg up, coming into your version of your hip opener here. Another option is to bring a block underneath that left foot and allow the whole of the back and the shoulders to relax. Dropping into this well-known pose. See if you can soften into it, moving from yang to yin, allowing that deeper opening. Just imagine the energy moving through this right outer hip. Slowing everything down. And staying present with the sensations and your breath. Keep softening into this pose. We're holding it slightly longer than we would normally to get the full experience of yin. Keep bringing the mind back to the body and the breath. And we'll take 3 more breaths. Bringing that left foot onto the mat. Extend the right leg, bend the knee, and then big, slow circles get into this right hip socket. And then extend the leg, let it release along your mat. And release the left leg as well. Notice the energy rebounding, the releasing and the vibration. Then bending the knees once more, we'll make our way to the other side. So if you used a block on the left side, use the block here on the right, and bring your left ankle above the right knee. Make sure your hips and back and shoulders are nice and aligned. Again, you can do a little butterfly movement if that feels right. And then coming into your hip opener here, finding that deeper stretch on the outer left hip. Breathing into it. Breathing into the opening. And releasing the right foot onto the mat. Lengthen the left leg, bend the knee. Explore circles with this left hip socket. And then extend that left leg, let it release. And extend the right, let it release as well. Noticing the sensation, the vibration, the energy releasing around the hips. And then bring awareness to the entire back body here. Feel that connection and support from your mat. From here, we're going to do a full body stretch. So activate your glutes here. So clench your buttocks. Make sure your center is nice and engaged. This is very yang. Bend your elbows, reach overhead. Create length here, pointing fingers, engaging the calves and the thighs. Reaching here and breathe. Breathe it through one side and then the other. Let the ribs open like gills of a fish. Move that energy up and out, and then down and out as well, down through your legs. And then come back to center, relax. Bring your arms back down and bend your knees. Bring them up. Whatever movement feels right. And then give yourself a hug. Nice yoga. Let's lengthen those legs. Or coming into bridge, come into your inversion of your choice. Something restorative today. Legs up the wall, supported legs up, or perhaps a gentle supported bridge. In your inversion for as long as it feels comfortable. When you're ready, slowly coming down and just going straight into Shavasana. Make sure you're going to be comfortable and supported in Shavasana. And take your time making micro adjustments. And as the music begins to play, allowing it to flow over you and through you today. Coming back into the room and coming back into your body. Start to bring fuller breaths and gentle movement. Fingers, toes, perhaps moving head gently side to side. And when you're ready, perhaps a stretch. And then bending your knees and rolling over onto your side. Slowly making your way to sitting. Finding a comfortable seat with a long spine. Resting hands anywhere on the legs. Closing the eyes or letting the gaze drop downwards. The inspiration today is from Dana Faulds from Go In and In. This is called Being Present. Breathe, relax, and feel. Take time to slow down the pace of life. Watch the rise and fall of moods, the birth and death of dreams. Feelings and sensations seem so real, yet they shift like changing clouds and flow with the high tide out to sea again. Allow it all to be, no need to grasp or push away. Present with each moment, the whole of you, body, mind, and soul, open to receive. Let those words settle into your consciousness and just take a moment to reflect on the meaning for you today. And opening your eyes, bringing hands to heart center. Thank you for sharing your practice today. Namaste.